Hey everyone, so today in this video I'm going to do my 36-37 week pregnancy update. Like I said, I wanted to do these every week going forward, but I just wasn't able to. So like I did in my previous videos where I do 2 weeks, I do the first week and then I do the second week. And usually I write down, before these videos, I write down I kind of reflect back of, like what has happened the past 2 weeks or the past week or whatever it is. And I try to think about what happened and what I can share with you guys. When I was thinking about week 36, I honestly couldn't think of anything that really stood out. I'm having like a memory lapse or something. I can't remember kind of what happened that week. There's only a couple of things that are notable about week 36. So week 36, which was 2 weeks ago, which was the first week in September, I think one of the things that was like really on my mind was, okay, I just need to get through this week, week 36, because once I am 37 weeks, then after I deliver, the baby won't be considered preemie. So I think that was the major thing that I was thinking about during that week. So it's like, come on, let's just get to 37 weeks. Let's just get to 37 weeks. Also, particularly notable about that week was my doctor was on, out of town. She said that she was going to some type of, class or something like that down in the southern part of the state, basically out of the area. So I was like, please, that was another reason why I didn't want to give birth at that point, as other than the whole preemie situation, is because she wasn't here, she wasn't in the area. So I was like crossing my fingers that I wasn't going to deliver that week, which I didn't, thank goodness. I think the other major notable thing about that week, at the end of the week, I think it was like a Friday, like a Thursday or Friday at the end of the week, I got a message through my Facebook page, facebook.com/piecesofm, from one of my subscribers, and he wrote me the nicest note saying congratulations and things like that, and so that made me really happy, and that kind of really made my week. And then I think particularly, of note of that week also is I was trying to look back at my calendar and my blog and things like that. I think that particular week I was writing a lot, so I was staying up really late, and I was writing a lot, I guess. And one of the blog posts that I wrote was about Marissa Mayer, who is the CEO of Yahoo. She just announced that she was pregnant with twins, and she was saying that she's going to try to work through most of her pregnancy, and she's not going to take maternity leave and blah blah. So if you're interested in reading that post, please visit my blog, which is piecesofm.com, and the link of it is down below in the description box. And so yeah, I was kind of proud of that piece. I love writing. I just don't have time to write. When I write things like that, it takes me a few hours or whatever, and generally, I only have time to write, when I'm in, by myself and, in my own kind of world, and that is when my daughter's sleeping. So I stayed up very, for a couple nights, because I think I had a few posts that week. A couple of nights I stayed up kind of late. So that's pretty much of 36 weeks. I think what I also have been noticing around the 36-37 week mark, and I didn't think this would ever happen to me, honestly, is I think I've been I've been experiencing nesting a little bit. And it's not like I'm the type of person that is a clean freak, I need to clean the whole house, but I have been mentioning that I've been tidying up or whatever, but I'm not oh, this bathroom has to be I like my bathroom to be immaculate and things like that, but I've just been trying to organize everything and get rid of a lot of trash, or get rid of a lot of things that I don't need, that is cluttering our space. And I've just had this really strong urge to do that this time. And I'm not usually like that, I don't think. I just feel like as I've been growing older, I think I've just been feeling like the more simple our space is and the less things we have, the better I feel, kind of thing. And you know, when the baby, you know, like I've just been feeling like before the baby comes, it would be, it would just, it's like a fresh start kind of thing, like that. So I think I've been kind of nesting, which is, I just never thought I'd be the type of person that like would feel that urge to nest. And it's not like I'm like washing all the dishes in the kitchen or anything like that, but it's more like just organizing all this stuff. So yeah, like I've been like, I organize kind of my whole closet. There's still things I wish I could kind of get rid of, but I still need to hold on to some of the stuff. I threw like I said, like a couple months ago, I threw away a couple boxes of paper that, you know, like I was never gonna use. And this week, which is week 38, but I'm kind of like, I'm just gonna include everything. This week you know, like finally, I started it like a couple weeks ago, like organizing my daughter's artwork from the past school year, because now she's in a new school year. So yesterday I finally finished that. So yeah. So anyway, point is, I think I've been nesting, and it's kind of weird, but it kind of feels good, because I think when you live a simpler life, it just feels better in my humble opinion. Okay, so that was week 36, and then week 37 began with Labor Day. And Labor Day I went, we didn't go anywhere, but Labor Day I took my daughter swimming, and I thought I wasn't going to go swimming anymore, but last week week 37, we had a heat wave, like a major heat wave, like in the 90s heat wave. And 90s doesn't sound like that hot, but where I live, it's really dry, so 90s is really hot. And we don't really have air conditioning. We have air conditioning in a couple of the rooms, but not the whole apartment. So Labor Day, I went swimming, and I think that's it. I'm not going swimming anymore. It's just this past week has just been really, it's just been really busy and exhausting, and kind of getting things ready. So we went swimming, and then the next day I had a back to school night at my daughter's school, and Wednesday, that was Tuesday, and then Wednesday we celebrated her birthday. So this is birthday month, September is birthday month, and we've just been doing a lot of like preparation and celebration for Nana's birthday, because my due date is 3 days after my daughter's birthday, so I've been doing all the celebration a couple weeks early. And so on that Tuesday, actually, I like made these party favors, which is really pretty cool. Check out my blog or Instagram to see what those are, because that ended up taking me a really long time. And then on Wednesday, we celebrated her birthday at her school, which she was really excited about. And we also invited a whole bunch of her friends for this past Saturday for an actual birthday. And that was like, and this birthday thing was a little nerve-wracking, because I was like, oh man, you know, because I called it a play date, and I was just gonna have the kids play outside, you know, like, because usually she plays with the kids as our neighborhood friends, in, you know, like right outside where we live. And I was just gonna make it really casual, and then I was going to make a cake, but it had been really hot that week, and I wasn't even thinking about looking at the weather, and I scheduled it from 2 to 4, and like a couple of things is like, I forgot that kids take naps, because my daughter, she takes naps, but there's no regular time that she takes naps, and whatever. So there was that, and then there was like the hot thing, and I didn't know if I should like move the party to the pool, but thankfully it was like the most like perfect day, because the heat had broken, and it was like cloudy because I was like, you know, bring your sunscreen. It was cloudy, and so it was just like, it ended up being perfect. But there was like a lot of preparation, and I was going to make a cake, but on last Friday, but which is the end of 37 weeks, but I didn't end up making a cake because if I had made a cake, our house would have been like the fires of hell because it was like so hot in our apartment because, like I said, we don't have air conditioning. And so we ended up ordering her a cake at Baskin-Robbins, an ice cream cake, and that ended up being perfect. So that was kind of somewhat of a relief actually because like, I mean, like I'm excited to make her a cake, but it was kind of a relief just because last week had been so busy that that I was, you know, like making a cake, that was like one thing off my plate. And then it ended up being that a lot of people showed up and, you know, like you buy an ice cream cake, you know, if it doesn't taste good, you know, it's like, A, it's not your fault, you know, and then B, it's like, most people like ice cream cakes, so, you know, like there weren't a lot of like uneaten slices of cake, if you know what I mean. So that went really well. And then the big news on 37 weeks, like I said, this whole heat wave was like the major issue. But then on end of 37 weeks, my doctor had come back and I had a regular OB appointment. And I had a little list of things that I wanted to go, like a little list of things that I wanted to review with her. 2 weeks prior, before she left for this trip or whatever, because I'm supposed to see her once a week. So 2 weeks prior, I had a bacteria test, and they said that they test for bacteria, like, I guess in your vaginal area or whatever. And if you have like certain kinds of bacteria, then during pregnancy or during labor and delivery, you have to take antibiotics like penicillin. And I don't remember this test. I honestly might have taken the test when I was pregnant with my first daughter, but I don't particularly remember it. And I didn't have it because I didn't take antibiotics when I was in labor for my last pregnancy. So the results came back negative, so I don't have to do that, or I don't have to take penicillin for that. And then because the heat has been so bad, my feet have been really swollen, and I have an Instagram picture of that if you want to see what, you know, how bad it is. And it's still, you know, on and off bad, but my doctor, I was like, oh yeah, and I have, you know, edema in my feet. And in my last pregnancy, I had edema, and I feel like I had edema for a lot longer, like it came earlier than in this pregnancy. But like I think a few weeks ago, the edema kind of like came up because it was hot. We had a heat wave before, and then it kind of subsided a little bit, but it never actually fully went away. And then last week, major heat wave, edema came back full force, and it was like really bad. And then by Friday, it had been really bad because I think the day before I didn't take a nap, and I had been walking around like Walmart looking for, you know, stuff for the party and whatever. Mainly taking a nap because I just like I was on my feet or I was sitting down and my feet essentially weren't elevated. So that's why on Friday it was really bad. And she I was like, oh yeah, I have edema, like just like in casual passing. And then she like whips out the tape measure and she like is measuring my feet and she's like, I think you should get an ultrasound, not on my belly but on my legs to make sure that I don't have a clot in my legs. And because if I had a clot, then that clot could potentially go up to my lungs, and she was like, and it could be life-threatening. And it was like, I wasn't taking her that seriously. She was saying that if, you know, she had to say life-threatening like 2 or 3 times, and then she had to use the word mortality once for it to get through my head that, okay, this could potentially be really serious. So I went to the hospital, and I got a like right after that OB visit, and I got an ultrasound on my legs, which I didn't even know you could get ultrasound on other parts of your body, but you can. And we're all good. I don't have any clots in my leg, so thank goodness. And I'd be kind of like, I was like joking with my friend. I was like, I'd be really pissed if I had, like, I'd be really like pissed at my circulatory system if I had a clot, because, you know, I went swimming earlier that week. I had been active, like I had been like walking around and things like that. It's not like I'm like sitting all the time, or like I'm like stationary. Like I'm like really active. I'm like busy. So yeah, so it ended up being, and that was another good thing, because that happened on a Friday, and if I were to make the cake, I was going to make the cake on Friday, and I just didn't have time, and I was just like exhausted, just because when I was at the hospital, I was like waiting forever and things like that. So some other things I was talking to her about at my last visit, at the end of 37 weeks, is like I wanted to know if I was going to get another ultrasound, because in my last pregnancy I had been walking around Target on my due date, and then I went to the doctor's office for just like a checkup, and they did an ultrasound to check up on the baby or whatever, and so they knew that like the head was down and blah blah in the right position. And so I asked her, like, because I have a scheduled induced date, and I asked her, you know, am I going to get another ultrasound? Not like because it's like, oh, I want another. So of course the camera cut off, and I don't know where it cut off, so I'm just going to try to backtrack a little bit, and hopefully it'll like overlap and this video will make sense. So anyway, I asked her if I was going to get another ultrasound, not because like I was like dying to have another picture, but I just wanted to know, like, how are you going to know if the head is down, because that's like one of my concerns about delivering. Like, the head is down, the back is like alongside my belly and not sunny side up. And she said no, we probably won't do another ultrasound. Usually we can try to feel it and blah blah, but if we have to do it, then we can in the hospital. And then she,
what are you doing?
I'm making a video. Alright, did you take a nap?
No, I'm not tired.
Go on you. Close the door, please. So, and then she like whipped out her, then she whipped out the ultrasound machine to do like a really quick ultrasound, which was really nice. And the baby's head is down, and the back is in the proper position, so that's really good. The other thing that happened is I gained 3 pounds. So I was really happy about that, because 2 weeks ago I hadn't gained any weight, and that was like over a week or a week and a half, and I wasn't particularly like upset about it or whatever, and I wasn't like, the past couple of weeks I hadn't been trying to like overstuff myself or anything, but this is just the way I feel about it is your body will know like how much it needs to eat, and it'll do its thing. Like if you need to gain more weight, it'll gain more weight, and then if you don't, then it won't. And so I think in terms of that, like my body caught up, like, essentially. So over 2 weeks it gained 3 pounds, but it was actually over 3.5 weeks it gained 3 pounds. So I on average it gained 1 pound a week, so it ended up doing what it needed to do. So I'm almost at 140. I'm not sure if I will reach 140, probably not, and I think I barely touched 140 when I was pregnant with Nana, but that was only 1 week, and then it had gone back down. So I think I'm pretty much in the same weight range as I was with Nana, and Nana came out perfectly average and perfectly fine, so I'm not really concerned about my weight I'm not really concerned about my weight. My mom thinks my belly looks bigger than last time, but I don't know, and it maybe she doesn't remember, I don't know. And then some other questions that I asked her at that checkup was about follow-up. So when I was pregnant with Nana, my first daughter, I never went for that 6-week checkup. So I had a vaginal delivery, and normally you go in for a checkup at 6 weeks after your delivery, and I never ended up doing that because I just didn't think I needed it, and I wasn't really that impressed with the OB clinic that I went to, so I just never ended up going back, and I think I was fine. I did get some stitches, but you know, stitches these days, they dissolve by themselves. It's not like they have to like take them out or anything like that. So I asked her about that, and then I also asked her about like what would happen, because, you know, like I have like this fear that I am going to need a C-section for whatever reason. You know, it's like one of those like labor and delivery like concerns, like, oh, I hope I don't have to get a C-section. But if I do have to get a C-section, I just want to know ahead of time the things that I need to expect. So if you get a C-section, you have to go in, I think, like a week after you deliver, and then 6 weeks, just to make sure that you're healing properly. And probably if I have to go in after, or if I do get a C-section, then I probably will go in. But if I get a vaginal delivery, I probably won't go in. I do have an appointment for like a general checkup. So like around 6 weeks after I deliver, so I will kind of like use that as my checkup. And I asked her, well, what do they really do at the 6-week checkup anyway, like if you have a vaginal delivery? And I think she said like 4 things, and I'm gonna see if I can remember. They check to see if you're breastfeeding okay, if you have postpartum depression, if you're generally okay, I think, and like if you're bonding, to make sure that you're bonding with your baby, and I don't know, like they just didn't seem like pressing points that like if I have a vaginal delivery that like I have to go back to the OB, in my personal opinion. I'm not a doctor. I don't recommend you follow, you know, like the way I handle it or whatever, but like I said, I do have a doctor's appointment around 6 weeks after I deliver, so I'm not really that concerned about it. Plus, I don't even really know, like, I mean, if you're not breastfeeding, or if you're having problems breastfeeding, like at 6 weeks later, like they're not lactation consultants, I don't think, you know, like I don't know how much they're gonna help you, and I would think that you would get your help faster than 6 weeks. And then if you have postpartum depression, you know, they're not, I don't know what they would do, but I don't know, maybe it's I don't think I'm gonna get postpartum depression. Maybe that's my issue. So yeah, so that was that. And then this past weekend we had the birthday party, and it was amazing. It was like, ended up being so great, and I was like so happy about it. I have pictures and a video on my blog. You can go check that out, or you can watch the video on my channel. And so this was like the first like real birthday party that I had for her, and that was just like just such a relief, and it was like so memorable. I wish I had more pictures, but and more video footage, but I didn't. But that went really well, and I'm so glad how well that went. And that totally made my weekend. And then the next day I was like after the party, I was like, okay, I'm done. You know, these next 2 weeks I'm going to relax and, you know, take it easy and blah blah blah. But then on Sunday there was like a street fair that I wanted to take Nana to see if there was like kids rides and stuff like that. So on Sunday we actually went to the street fair, and then I went to Target to I had to go pick up some stuff or whatever. One of the last things I had to pick up for the baby was paper towels, and this brand of paper towels was recommended by Nona's pediatrician, because they had like an informational session for expecting parents for the last pediatrician, and these are the specific paper towels that I used for Nona when she was a baby, and they are right here. And they are the Viva brand, and I got the kind that is strong and soft like cloth. So these paper towels they're not like Bounty or whatever, you know. Bounty is, you know, it's like perforated, kind of like it has like a pattern on it. These are actually like they're kind of like the disposable cloth kind. They're like really soft, they're really smooth, they're really pretty, you know, durable and things like that. So the way I do it is I don't use wipes when I change their diaper. I use like just like water in the paper towel, and I just use that. And so I needed to get these paper towels, and I think I am pretty much all set. Well, I thought I was all set, but I still did pick up a couple things. Like I still want to look for maybe a newborn outfit with Nene. I actually didn't have a newborn outfit, like a going home outfit, and I feel a little bit guilty about it, I guess, but I didn't have a newborn outfit. So I'm thinking about maybe looking for a newborn outfit, not like I'm definitely going to get one, but I want to look for a newborn outfit. And then a couple of things that I got was today I got these soft shells. These are both Medela. This is soft shells, and these are TheraShells, and I didn't use these, and these are in anticipation for breastfeeding. And soft shells are for sore nipples, and I think it's supposed to these are to like protect your nipples like from your clothing. And then these TheraShells, and they look the same. They look exactly the same. So I don't know, I mean, they're slightly different, but I don't know really if I need these, what the difference is, and things like that. And these are supposed to help soothe sore nipples, and then also help flatten or inverted nipples, which I have inverted nipples. So I just got these just in case, and then I also got a nipple extruder, which is in my hospital bag, which I packed yesterday on Monday. Beginning of 38 weeks. I know this is the 36, 37 weeks, but I'm just throwing it in there just in case I forget in my next video that I did that. And in case, you know, the baby comes early or whatever. And I think that is it. So I will do a belly shot, and like I did pack my hospital bag, as I just mentioned yesterday. So I plan on doing a what's in my hospital bag video, and then I'll probably do a couple of other videos like the changing table area, and then like my daughter's closet, because I Instagrammed that picture like several weeks ago, and I just never got around to doing that. And that's basically it. So let's do the belly shot, because I know this video is really, really long, and I really, really apologize. But let's get into this. Okay, so now we are going to do my belly shot. And this is what I look like from the front. It's, I haven't gained anything this way, so I'm still pretty flat this way. I feel like this part of my belly is like a little bit pointier or whatever, and a couple days ago I feel like there's like something down here that I can kind of feel. So this is what it looks like. It's definitely a lot rounder, in my opinion, and I feel like this is still very pointed. I feel like this part has been pointed almost like the whole time. This is what it looks like here, and this is what it looks like from the side. In the back, sorry about my underwear. And then this. And then like this. Oh, a couple of other things that I didn't mention that I forgot to mention about my doctor's visit on Friday, which is end of 37 weeks. She was doing she was using the Doppler to listen to the baby's heartbeat, and she did hear, let me lift this up. And she did, like, as she was like using the Doppler to listen to the baby's heartbeat, she saw my belly rise up and down a little bit rhythmically, and she said it moving up and down rhythmically along with hearing the heartbeat. She said that she could actually see the baby's fetal breathing movements. So, and it didn't really register what she was saying. I mean, I saw it when she mentioned it, but she said, and I also looked up, that babies don't breathe, but they do practice breathing motions when they are in the fetus, especially at the end of your third trimester. And so that was really cool. And usually you can't see it from the outside, but she could see it from the outside, and I could see it from the outside when she mentioned it, and so that was really cool. And when I was looking it up, like fetal breathing movements, I also saw that there is like fetal hiccups, and so the fetal hiccups are like, you can feel like a movement, like a rhythmic movement every few seconds, and I've been feeling that. Like, it actually kind of worried me. Like, it's not like something that necessarily stuck in my head, but when it happened, I was like, oh, please don't do that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on. Like, why are you doing that? Because, you know, Nana never moved. Or she like rarely ever moved. So with this baby where it's like moving a lot or whatever, so there's like all these different kinds of movements. So I think the baby is also doing fetal hiccuping. So I'm gonna ask my doctor about that this coming week or this week. And one other story. So I was at the dollar store today, and I know this is 38 weeks, but I was at the dollar store today, and I had taken Nana to her fourth well child visit, and it went horrible, and I was so upset. I've just like been in such a bad mood all day today. And then I later took her to the dollar store because she wanted marbles. So I was, you know, like looking in like the book section, and then this old guy came up to me and he was like, you know, excuse me, and then he gave me this dollar coin right here. I don't know if you could see it. But he gave me this dollar coin, and he's like, I want to give this to you, you know, this is from he's saying like this is from your non-existent grandfather or whatever. And it was just so nice. Like, it was like totally unexpected. I was in a horrible mood, like after Nana's well child visit, and I was like texting my friends saying like, oh, I'm in such a bad mood and blah blah. The dollar store had like a really awesome like fall section, and they had like all these like fall decorations and like fall duct tape and like fall like ribbon and things like that, and leaves and things like that. It was just so pretty. And I was like, oh, I just want to do like an art project or something just to somehow distract myself or whatever. And then I went to go look for some like number books for Nana, and he just like, it was so random, and he like came up to me and he like gave me this, and he's like, I want to wish you luck on this baby and things like that. And I just thought it was so nice. And so I'm gonna definitely keep this coin. And it like I'm not a fan of this area that I live in. I think, you know, like my experience has been like a lot of people have been like really rude and things like that, but there's like every once in a while there's like these gems kind of thing, and it's awesome. And actually that kind of reminds me of another thing. These past couple weeks are like, I must be really big. Like I it's hard for me to fathom how big I am, but it's like I must be really big because this past week, like, random people have been congratulating me on my baby. Like strangers, people I've never met, people I will never see again. Like, they've been congratulating me, which is like so cool and interesting. I haven't done the video yet. I don't know if I'll have time to do it, but like the response that I got from some blood relations when I shared the news, and I thought it was like happy news. I was happy about it. It was not so congratulatory, and it was not the response that I was expecting. And now it's like these random strangers are congratulating me. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just very interesting, and it shouldn't be interesting because it should be like normal. But given my experience of earlier on in my pregnancy, when I shared the news with some family members or blood relations, the response was not that positive or not that happy or congratulatory or anything like that. So that was like another notable thing that has happened these past couple weeks. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here. I know it's like super long, and I really want to try to like shorten my videos, but I have a lot to say. Alright, so anyway, I hope you're having an awesome day. Please subscribe to this channel if you are not subscribed already. Please give this a thumbs up if you like the video, and hopefully I can do 1 or maybe even 2 more. I have less than 2 weeks. I did post, my last video was girls' names that I liked but didn't use from my first daughter. So I still have 2 weeks and I'm having a girl, so I still have 2 weeks to decide to finalize what this baby's name is going to be. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. Please follow me on social media, which is all my links are in the description box below. And thank you again so much for watching, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.